Hello, this is part of a series of videos on chronic fatigue syndrome, and this video I'm going to be exploring a little bit more into why we do not diagnose it so easily and why is the diagnosis actually delayed. So first of all, for diagnosing chronic fatigue syndrome, patients are expected to have 6 months of symptoms with normal blood tests and no other medical condition that has been identified via laboratory tests or any imaging. So that automatically becomes a delay of at least 6 months. But beyond that, there are a number of reasons why it can take a long time for people to get the diagnosis. There is another condition that is somewhat similar to chronic fatigue. When pain predominates, fibromyalgia is another diagnosis that you might have heard, and that again can take often 3 to 5 years for people to make a diagnosis of fibromyalgia. Chronic fatigue unfortunately suffers from the same problem. Why might that be? What are the reasons? Well, first of all, our knowledge of conditions like CFS-ME is very poor. Thanks to long COVID, we are understanding the condition much better. The research is more improved now, but until 2015, the research in chronic fatigue has been sparse. The teaching in medical schools, therefore, has been very little, and you do not have that many doctors, physicians, and generally healthcare professionals knowledgeable about the condition and the impact that it leaves on the public itself. The other reason is around stigma. Generally, because of the way the term chronic fatigue, it's often thought of as related to tiredness, and there is an inbuilt stigma built into it, whether that might be a reason for why people don't give enough credence because they think it's just a form of tiredness or malaise. And I think that has been a disservice to the condition itself. The third is around understanding that there is not adequate ongoing awareness of the kind of problems people may have. As I mentioned in the earlier point, it's not about tiredness. There are other symptoms such as cognitive symptoms. There are symptoms related to brain fog, concentration problems. There are symptoms related to your heartbeat or palpitations, or what we call dizziness and lightheadedness on standing up. These are very difficult to actually put into the neat boxes which other medical professionals are trained in. So that itself becomes a barrier to understanding it. Last but not least, one of the reasons is CFS is most often diagnosed in women. There is a prevalence of 4 times more commonality of chronic fatigue occurring in women. And we know that traditionally many conditions, when it has been predominantly found in women, have always been researched less, understood less, and somewhat stigmatized and marginalized. There are a variety of structural and societal reasons for this, which I've covered in other videos, but that is another reason to be kept in mind. Ultimately, we are dealing with a condition that in severe cases can leave almost 1 in 4 bedbound. And that's something to understand on how serious this condition can be and why we need to understand its symptoms and diagnosis much better. And I'll cover that in the next video. Thank you for listening to this. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found the content useful and of value to you. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button for more videos to be notified.